Hello, and today I will show to you the project that we have made in first year of college, second semester for our Introduction to Computing Part 2, which is a Java application that features inventory and a bit of sales with a bit of monitoring. And this is a dummy client that uses MySQL, and that's the downside because you have to set it up as the user, or you need to have it. And as you can see, I have it set up. So now let's try to run the app itself. You can see we have initializing the data, and this is the main screen, or rather this is the main screen, and then we can log in and create an account. If you click this, we will get errors, and here's the password, hide, and show buttons. So let's try to create an account. Say my name, and then try to enter this. There we go. Email format not accepted, so it must be a valid format. As you can see, and now the password, let's say it's admin123. And if you have this will be invalid because it must be 8 characters with upper lower number and special character. So now this will work. However, the account already exists with this email, I guess. So now let's try uh, Atto. I guess it's the username. So let's try Atto. There we go. So now we can go to login and create the account. As you can see, it's gone. So now let's try to log in that account. And here we go. We have HotDog, and this is the profile. It's not that good because we rushed the profile, but as you can see, we're here. And this is the image, and we can edit our profile. We can change our name. We can change the first and last names, you can see. And this is separated by white space. So 2 words only. So if we have this, what is the, okay, there we go. As you can see, this is our name now, and of course we rushed this, so as you can see, it's not that readable. And then we can choose the role, but this will only be done by a manager. And we can select, or an admin rather, and then we can select a male, female, gender, and biography. You can see we have that. And then we can also have the monitoring, which is just very rushed as well. It's nothing. This is just like initial data with the seeding. And again, another monitoring which contains the reports, the sales breakdown from our seeding data. We can also sort the data, as you can see, and sort by date, ID, ID. And for the inventory, we have this. So this is total inventory value, total items in stock, critical level indicators, as you can see, and average quantity per item. And we have the inventory stock level shown here as well. And this is um, per package. As you can see, these are the packaging types. Here we have the pieces packaging types and the box packaging types for, let's say, screws assortment or safety goggles. And we have super glue, power drill, and such. And we can also filter by date, say bi-weekly. And then that is from November 13 to November 20. So weekly from the current date that we choose. So now the default value is the current date from when the app was opened. And we can choose all time. So from today until 1990. So here we can filter until, let's say, November 2024, November 4, 2020. So you can see we still have them filtered here. And if I change this to, let's say, 16, you can see it's filtered again. And if I change it further down the line, which is invalid now, that's because we set this so that only the dates that contain an item is valid. So let's say we have November 2024. Oh, okay, my bad. Let's see, 25 today. I filter this by yearly. See, we only have these items, or rather, we have these items, but they're all 0 in quantity because nothing was added to them, and -1 because we sold 1 item for this date. And we have the sales, of course. So there's nothing else, so now we can log out. So now let's log into an admin account. So here you can log in my account. See that one to two. As you can see, this is an image of mine, my name, and my role. And I can also edit my name like so. Save that. First name must be 3 characters. There we go. Then we have the users, as you can see, and we can from this we can edit them, or we can edit the roles. And of course I cannot edit my own role. I can edit the role of other people though, like so, but of course I cannot make an admin. Do not be an admin. And we have purchasing officer, and just do this. As you can see, if I save that, it's been saved successfully. So if I just close that, as you can see, it's been reflected like so. So let's go to the inventory. As you can see, this is the inventory table, which has sorting as well. So for the unit price, descending, ascending, or rather ascending, descending, and stock quantity, ascending, descending, minimum quantity, ascending, descending, and the supplier name for that item, the packaging type, because we separate them by packaging type and supplier, and then have the item name be common, and sort by IDs as well. So let's try to add an item. So the item name will be telephone, I guess. I don't know. And a telephone unit. Then we can select a category. Is quantity. Initial quantity would be 5, min stock would be 1, selling price would be, say, 2,000. SRP is 1,000. Flyer is from Tool Pro. Oh no, let's say Power Max, and the cost price is 900. We can save that item. And if we close this, as you can see, it's been added to the table. And if you refresh, like so, it's still there. And we can sort it out, still there. So now let's try to restock an item. And as you can see, we have restock telephone. And let's try multiple ones. We cannot do that. And if we choose the cleaning rags, click here, as you can see, it's updated the display of the dialog. So let's try to do that. We have select supplier from the supplier chosen. Then we can just add quantity. And if we close this, as you can see, it's been updated. And you can also do the same here. We can also choose different suppliers. You can see here we have suppliers in comma separated formats. So let me just do this, add quantity. As you can see, it's been updated as well. So from 14, let's say add 1. We have 15 now. So how about the edit items? Okay, multiple items cannot be edited. We can only edit one item per time, and here we can just change the base price or base selling price. Like so, let's say 570. And here we have the minimum quantity of 6, let's say. And if we close this, as you can see, it changed. And we can also filter by category. You can apply that and reset the filters, and also apply another one by supplier and reset the filter. And we can also filter by category and supplier. You can see there's nothing. And you can also search by name. Let's try to search for the one we placed earlier, which is telephone. As you can see, it showed up. There we go. And that's all for the inventory. Oh, okay, never mind. We also actually have the delete. So we can delete one item, or we can delete multiple items. So let's delete this, close this. As you can see, all the items have been removed. And now the problem is that there's no restore functionality yet. So yeah. So right now let's go to the order menu. And here we can search for an item like, let's say the telephone that we added. As you can see, we have this here. You can just click on that and it's been added. And on the right, we have the receipt. And we have the VAT added to that. And the total will be shown, which is pretty much just the total of the item because we are VAT. I think it's called inclusive, but yeah. And it's just a default one with Moriko staff, invoices pending, then just a placeholder for the date and such. Okay, so we can just try to enter is cash tendered is less than the total amount, so we get that error. And we can also remove the item. So let's add that back. Telephone. And we can finalize the order. However, the cash tendered, of course, is less than total amount, so we can just say 1000. Enter that. As you can see, we have changed the receipt. So if I say 10,000, we have changed the change to 9,000, and we can now finalize the order. Yes, we finalize. Okay. We can also print the receipt. So let's try to print the receipt. Save that. So now it's been saved. We can view the receipt on the place that we installed it at, which is right here. So if we check that, the value, or rather, it will look like, let's see, where's my, oh, here we go. As you can see, it looks like a receipt or an invoice. So the items, how much it is, total, the cash tendered, the change, the VAT sales, 12% of the 1000, and exempt sales, rated sales, etc. Invoice number, yada yada. Okay. And so we have the transaction history. These are just seeded data of the transaction histories for the items that we bought or the company bought. And then here is the information about the orders of the customer. And as you can see, we have the order ID, the customer type, which is walk-in, the employee, which is me, or the user of this application, and then the total accumulated, which is 1120, and we can just refresh the history. Let's see. Okay. And that is all for the project that we have built. And we, of course, we have the sales per year, weekly sales, and monthly sales, which is not that styled, and it pretty much just queries all the data that was that is available. And yeah, so this one here actually, I've thought about it, and it's not accurate. So there's that. And yeah, yeah, and then you can log out.